Alright, welcome back. Same day, different recording session. I've had time, I stepped away. And that's a bit of advice. If you find yourself getting frustrated, step away, have water, have food, have a little bit of chocolate, use the bathroom. And suddenly you might realize, a lot of that frustration was coming from my basic bodily needs and not what I was doing. This especially goes to you, artists and creators. So, I want to very quickly, before we start the video, I'm doing my best to keep the intro segments where I yap under 3 minutes lately. But I'm starting to piece together what's going on, and some of that, I will admit, is because I clicked on a few spoiler tags and saw a couple things. But I'm starting to piece together that there are multiple monsters and multiple things that happen in Echo. It's like straight up like Cabin in the Woods. And it's like I'm just gonna call the voice in Chase's head Sam, because I feel like that's basically confirmed to be Sam, which Sam Ayers is the main protagonist of Smoke Room, but Smoke Room is no longer canon to Echo, but whatever. So I get the feeling that there are multiple monsters, and each person inside the Echo main cast pulls towards one in particular. So I assume whatever the Shadow Chunt is pulls towards Leo. I'm guessing Carl kind of has his own deal that's kind of separated from this monster mania, which is like weird. It kind of makes him a content island rather than just part of the content, which, those that don't know, a content island would be like the Duviri Paradox in Warframe, or the Timeless Isle in Miss Pandaria, or Eureka in Final Fantasy XIV. It's just a little island where you go off and you just do stuff that has more or less no bearing on the rest of the story. More or less, Duviri Paradox story mode notwithstanding. What I'm getting at is, it feels like each of these people have something that they pull towards. So whatever's in the lake, because remember, Chase nearly drowned in Carl's route. And now TJ got like crazy and ran towards the lake. So there's something in the lake. There's something that's like the Shadow Chunt. There's whatever the hell that crazy monster is, but apparently that was in Jenna's closet, question mark. So it just feels like Sam was right when he said this town is basically building and building and building and building and building, collecting all of this horror and fear and trauma and anger and just everything together, and then every couple of generations it finally like reaches that threshold and kaboom, it all goes up like a powder keg. Which, now that I say it out loud, it reminds me more of this SCP called Daleport. Which, I'm not an SCP reading channel, there are plenty of them out there if you would like to go look at that, but to cut a long story short, because I'm over my 3-minute rule now, but to cut a long story short, Daleport is a town in the SCP universe where a cult called the Victory Society performed a fuck ton of rituals because they believed that there are too many pantheons. There are too many gods. There are too many divine entities out there. And there really is only 3 primary ones. And so they performed a bunch of rituals to summon all of the gods. Like, to summon all of them into Daleport, where they would have they jumped off the battle bus, they made sure to say thank you to the bus driver, and am I cool yet? Am I cool with the kids? and they had this big battle royale, and the Victory Society cult would worship whichever was the winner, because that must obviously be the one true deity. Which, if you ever hear the dubstep remix of Embers by Owl City, that's referenced in Daleport. Which is why if you go to that channel on YouTube, you see a bunch of like references to the SCP. But yeah, that's kind of what this feels like now that I'm seeing it. I'm still kind of cranky at the pacing. I just still feel kind of cranky at the pacing. This doesn't feel good. It's like this doesn't feel good. This feels like this could have been written to flow much better than it is currently. Because, like, I make jokes about Carl being a slow burn, that's followed by another slow burn, but at least it had a flow. This, not so much. But let's continue, as we have just been brought out of the mine by Flynn. I sit in the passenger seat of Flynn's truck, feeling numb. I choose to stare out the window, watching the desert rush by as Flynn tries to ask me questions. Where's the bear? I shake my head. Is he still in the mine? I think so. What happened? I don't know. It feels strange being back out here. While everything is definitely fucked up and strange out here in Echo, at least it makes some sense. The mine is completely different. It's chaos. That's the word. Chaos. What? How did you find me? I look back at Flynn and see that he's staring at me closely, barely keeping an eye on the road. I went to Leo's house, found all of you guys there. Except you, of course. Just waiting? I don't know how to feel about the idea of all my friends just sitting around while a serial killer had kidnapped me. Of course, none of us really knew Brian was a serial killer. Well, a lot was going on. Gutsu, that raccoon, is the one that told me you were missing. Leo, on the other hand, said you were fine, that he saw you around the house. What? Flynn shrugs. I have no fucking clue. But he was practically holding everyone hostage. Wouldn't give the keys up, so I had to take my own truck here. Is everyone okay? Hopefully. Jenna said she'd try and keep him calm while I came and looked for you. How did you know I was in the mine? Well, Gutsu pointed out the direction you went. I drove up the canyon, since that's basically the only place he could go. I saw where he'd parked and knew he'd taken you in there. But how did you know about the back entrance? Flynn smirks as we come out of the curvy Echo Canyon onto a straight road to Echo. Does it really matter? Either way, I know a lot about the town. I watch Flynn for a while until he finally glances back at me. What? Where the hell have you been the past few days? Huh? Oh, in the town hall, managing stuff. Stuff? Like everything going on. I tried to find you guys at the hotel at Carl's house, but I didn't see anyone. Assumed you tried to leave. The answer is far from satisfactory, but I have no energy to dig deeper. So are we going back? Yep. Then what? Well, they were saying something about a train, so I assumed we were trying to get out that way. Sounds like you already found out you can't drive out. Yeah. We turn on the road to Leo's house, and as I watch the house draw close, I can't help the growing sense of dread in the pit of my stomach. As soon as we step through the doorway, I'm engulfed in a combination of beige, gray, black, and white fur as I'm surrounded by my friends. Jenna, Carl, and Kudzu are all talking at once, asking me how I am, what happened, if I'm okay. Flynn puts up his hands. Guys, let him breathe. I don't think he's up for talking too much. Jenna and Carl step back, but Kudzu doesn't. He's got a hand on my shoulder, gripping it like he doesn't think I'm real. Hey, I'm sorry. I should have been more careful. I should have let you piss on my fucking carpet instead or something. That's what I fucking said. Dude, you have... You know how easy it would have been for you to just, like, open a door, open a window, piss out that? Huh? I'm very... My spaghetti is upset. Sorry, I got interrupted and I don't remember what I was doing or what I was talking about. I will be upset in editing because I will probably remember. Kind of like how I was very upset in editing when I was playing Ty the Tasmanian Tiger on that first episode, and I never finished the fucking Olive Garden pasta Lamborghini story. It takes a second to realize what he's talking about. The thing that got me into Brian's trap in the first place. It makes me laugh a bit at how earnest Kudzu looks compared to what just came out of his mouth. I also realized that I want to hug him really, really badly, so I do. God, we don't deserve Kudzu. Oh my god. I feel the raccoon stiffen up for a moment, then hug back. It feels so fucking good to be in the arms of someone I trust. It seems to break through the numbness that I'm feeling, at least a little bit. Carl seems to take that as an invitation to hug, as well as... Oh! Yes! Yes! Group hug! I don't mind. I wish I could stay like this forever. Actually, I just wish this all hadn't happened in the first place. It comes to an end eventually. Kudzu is the last to draw back. I'm about to ask where TJ is when I see Leo. The wolf stands at the entrance of the hallway, his eyes on me and Kudzu. He's got a pillow in one paw, and his shirt is hitched up over his stomach a bit, like he'd just pulled on it. What are you doing? The room goes quiet, and the mood immediately changes. Carl, Jenna, and Kudzu all look weary. No one says anything. I clear my throat. I'm back. Brian took me to... Leo frowns. Back? No, you were in my room, and as for a pillow, we were... Leo's glare turns out to Kudzu. Have they been telling you to say this? Leo, no. The look in my former boyfriend's eyes is completely alien to me. I've never seen that look from him before. I guess I knew that the town or whatever all this is had gotten to him, but not completely taken him. Now I'm not so sure. Kudzu stands next to me, his shoulder in front of mine. Leo eyes him again before turning back to me. Jace, come here. I don't move. The room is completely silent. Jace, I said come here. Leo, what the hell? Leo ignores Flynn, his steely eyes on mine. The feeling of coming to a safe place is completely gone now. Echo has seeped into every part of my life, it seems. But I don't move. Neither does Kudzu. Leo doesn't seem to know what to do. His face transforms from anger to confusion. Jula, you were just in the bedroom with me, telling me... Leo trails off. I was in the mine, Leo. With Brian. Leo stares. The silence drags on until a soft clicking comes from the kitchen. Everyone looks as TJ emerges, staring at us all with sad, lost eyes. TJ, what is it? There's another train coming. Oh, good. Thank you for watching, TJ. I'm not sure if Jenna is relieved because our ride out is coming, or if it's because it can distract us from the whole Leo situation. We all move at once, squeezing past Leo out to the backyard. He watches me pass, dumbfounded. TJ's right. In the distance, I can see the lights on the train, slowly winding its way towards us. At this point, dawn is just breaking. Somehow it's only been one night, even though it feels like it's been several weeks. Alright, for whatever reason, that train is moving pretty fucking slow. We should be able to just hop it. The train wails in the distance, again, much closer now. I thought I was gonna have to drive alongside it, with you all in the truck bed, honestly. The train does seem to be moving pretty slow, but as it gets closer, I realize it's not exactly going to be a jog to run alongside it. Might be able to catch it at a full sprint. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'll get on first, along with Kudzu, and we're gonna pull the rest of you on, alright? Carl fidgets nervously. I don't know if I can run that fast. You will, now. I feel a paw land on my shoulder and turn me around. It's Leo. Hey. Hey, what is it? I look back at Flynn, wanting to hear what he's saying. Listen to me. Everything you said at the house. Did you mean it? What did I say? Leo looks impatient. What you said about loving me, wanting to be with me forever. You meant that, right? What? The train is approaching. We have maybe a minute. What the fuck? Why are you acting like you don't fucking remember? Leo bristles, teeth bared, eyes narrowing. Oh my god, Leo, let's get out of here first. I start to back away toward the others as they continue to discuss jumping on the train. No. Leo grabs my shoulder, looking me right in the eye. He makes an effort to calm down, closing his eyes a moment before opening them. Tell me now, are you gonna stay with me when this is all over? We can talk about this when we get on the train. No, I want to know before. I see Kazu looking at us, and it looks like he's about to head over. Just tell the truth. That's all I want. Oh no! Oh no!
Red alert. All hands stand to battle stations.
Alright. I had to take a break for a second and freak out. It wasn't my fun freakouts, it was me being like going, oh god, oh god, oh god, a bunch of times and like breathing really hard. So, due to cultural osmosis, I know which one of these is the bad one. And so for Carl, I genuinely sidestepped the bad ending and then had to go back and do the good ending. You're the good ending, and then I had to go back and do the bad ending. So with Leo, So I'm gonna default to what I personally would choose in this situation. Because on one hand, staying in Echo is what Leo wants. Staying in Echo is also very bad. On the other hand, telling him it's over will likely very much upset him. And he is the big strong wolf who probably still has a gun. So the counter to that is that placation is not a solution. It's just a band-aid. And you need to get away and out of toxic abusive relationships, not placate them. On the other hand, this is supernatural tomfuckery and bullshit. So I guess I'm going to go with the one that I want in my heart of hearts to work out, because I feel like Chase is an obnoxious twat and Leo is a controlling dick. And I feel like if they stay together, then at least their toxicity is like together and not directed at anybody else. But also, the optimist in me wants to believe that if they stay together, they have the potential for change. They can potentially do better. We'll work something out. I promise. When we get on that train, we'll figure everything out, okay? Leo watches me carefully, looking unsure. Kazu is next to me at that moment, though, and he pulls me back toward the group. Come on, we're going now. Leo's eyes flash as he watches, his teeth showing. I don't have to try to console him anymore because the train starts pulling up. Run! Flynn shoves Carl forward, and the ram takes off alongside the railing, looking over his shoulder at the train. The next thing I know, we're all running after Carl as the train catches up. I look back. Flynn waves both arms at the locomotive as it whizzes past. That's supposed to be past, not past. But if there's a reaction from the driver, I don't see it. I have just enough time to read the letters on the side of the engine. Prescott Railway. Before it's moving past me down the track. I realize then that the train is quite short, maybe only 5 cars in all. We won't have any chances. Kudzu! Flynn points at the caboose and starts running beside it next to two little steps that drop down at the very end of the platform. Gracefully, the lizard jumps, landing his feet on the step as his hands scramble for some kind of purchase. He finds it and pulls himself in. The next second, he's reaching out, holding on to the handle on the caboose as he grabs one of Kudzu's paws. With much more ease than Flynn had, Kudzu jumps up onto the step and pulls himself onto the platform. I passed Carl at this point, the ram already losing steam. He calls after me in a hoarse, ragged voice. Shit, I'm not gonna make... Flynn grabs the ram as they pass, and Carl skips on the uneven gravel. And for a horrifying moment, I think he's gonna fall. But Kudzu leans in and snatches him up as well, practically lifting Carl onto the platform. Jenna, who's right beside me, is next, reaching out a paw to Flynn. He grabs it, and Jenna easily jumps on over the 2 steps. I think it's my turn next, but TJ slows down abruptly, and I move to the side to make room for him. Flynn grabs his arm, and TJ hesitates several times before Kudzu gets a grip on him as well, and we're able to step up onto the first step. You know, given how this week started between Flynn and TJ, that's honestly kind of heartwarming. It's then that I realize that the train is picking up speed, and I'm starting to slow down. I move up beside the caboose, seeing Flynn's outstretched hand. Now that I'm next to it, I can see how terrifying this is. Wheels clack loudly in my ears, and I have no idea how I'm going to lift one leg up while keeping up with speed. But I get a grasp on Flynn's hand, and I see Kudzu's paw reaching out as well. The train's going way too fast now, and I know I'll only have one chance at this. Pull down on their hands and lift my feet up to land on the step. Once my feet make contact, relief floods through me. Can't help myself as I grin and take my first step up. Then I hear the sound of stomping footsteps behind me. I look back and see Leo running right next to me, snarling with every breath. I start to move quickly, wanting to be out of the way for Leo's turn, but that's when I see him already reaching out. For me. His anchor bracelet glints in the moonlight. I don't have time to think as the wolf grabs the back of my shirt and pulls hard. I hear threads pop in my collar as I'm choked. I lose my grip on Flynn and Kudzu. As I fall, I reach out and grab onto a railing on the platform. In doing so, my legs swing under the train, and I lose my grip. I hit the ground hard and roll several times before something catches my legs. I'm pulled violently with the train, and an unbelievable pressure squeezes me like my calves are caught in a vice. Suddenly the train lets me go, and I come to an abrupt sliding stop. I come to an abrupt sliding stop in the gravel. I lay there, stunned, feeling nothing. And then an almighty throb goes through my legs. I gasp and push myself up and see my feet missing. I stare as my legs seem to end where the ends of my pants do. A dark, dark stain pulls out on the ground around them. I can't think. I don't know what to think. Chase! I look up and see Kudzu. Just Kudzu. Limping toward me. I wonder if he's missing a foot too, but no. Just limping on it. As he approaches, I point at my missing feet. Like, maybe he'll have the answer to just what happened. Fuck! Immediately, the raccoon drops down beside me, reaching for his waist. He's undoing his belt, and I'm about to tell him now's not the time for that kind of stuff, but then he starts pulling the belt around one of my calves. That's when he lifts the pant leg, and I get a glimpse of ragged flesh and fur, blood, and the white of bone. Leo, you fucking dumbass! Give me your other belt! I hear footsteps behind me. Take it off! Kudzu slumps down over my legs, and I wonder if he's trying to stop the bleeding with his body. A similar dark puddle starts to form around his head and face. Shit. I reach out and press a paw to his head, wishing I wore a belt so I could put it around his neck? Oh no, no. Leo mumbles in my ear, pushing Kudzu off roughly as he looks at my legs. We're gonna get you fixed. I didn't mean for this to happen, but we'll figure something out. The wolf slides his arms around me, picks me up, and the world tilts. Leo flashes me a grin from across the table as my mom turns away to get drinks from the fridge. This is going way better than I thought it would. My dad asks Leo what he's doing for a living. Wolf tells him he's already got a high-paying job at the auto repair shop. At the same time, he's playing footsies with me under the table. My legs are throbbing regularly now, not even really hurting. I squint against the bright light of the bathroom as Leo flips it on. He turns to the bathtub and I see a bright streak of red on the wall after he does. Then he lays me down in the tub and starts to wrap stuff around my legs. It does start to hurt. And I groan. Shh, don't worry, it's fine. This is gonna fix you up completely. The end of the bathtub is completely red. I lay my head on Leo's chest as he taps away texts on his phone. I love days like this, where we have the whole afternoon free and we choose to do nothing. It's peaceful and quiet. I love the way the late afternoon sun pours through the window and warms my fur, while at the same time being cooled by the fan. I realized then that I want to spend the rest of my life with this wolf. Leo nuzzles my neck and head fur, mumbling into my ear, but I can't really understand him. I look down and see that my pants are off, and I'm just in my boxers. The ends of my legs are wrapped in red bandages, completely soaked through, soaking into the bed I'm laying in. I start to reach toward them, but my hand is shaking so hard. Leo grabs it and pulls it back to my chest. I'm really cold. In response, Leo draws closer and spoons me. Early morning light is pouring through the window, and I think I can hear sirens. Leo nuzzles my ear again. I try to pull away, but he holds me tight. Like you said, we're gonna work something out. I know it'd be easier to do that here, in Echo, where we started. Seeing you leave on that train was too much. Something leers at me from the corner of the room. Leo gazes at me with pure unconditional love as he pulls back from our kiss. My first kiss. My excitement comes out in a burst of giggles as I hug my wolf to my body, feeling his soft warmth against me. The wolf hugs back, and we stay like that for a long time. I don't even mind that it's in this rundown train yard in the middle of the hot desert. I am in love with him. He holds me tight. The throbbing in my legs has stopped. I'm not cold anymore either, just empty. The creature stares at me from the corner, red and grotesque. I stare back as my vision slowly fades. I don't feel anything anymore. Holy God. That was something. Like I said, you can't you can't stay in these situations. You can't placate them. There will be no perfect chance. There will be no right moment. You have to make it yourself, and you have to take it and go. Whether that be you're leaving a situation you can't be in anymore, or just life in general, you have to let go. But now I have to ask, what in the hell is this train? Like I said, I was starting to think that fucking monsters and stuff make sense, but what is this train? Is this just the... I don't even know. I don't even know. God, that is so fucked up, though. Because, I mean, in the end, Chase is right. It's Echo. Echo is what's doing this to him, to Leo. It's... Chase should have just stayed away. But he's only moving in circles. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good night, guys.